ordering. My name is Janine and I'm the store manager here at Pike Place. And this is my assistant Megan.
Hi, I'm Megan.
She's gonna lead the coffee tasting. So I'm just gonna start pouring the coffee and everybody can feel free to step around. And
so welcome everybody. You're in the first Starbucks. We started in 71 right here. And the market is a wonderful place to be. It's a really cool atmosphere for Starbucks to be in.
I've been the manager here for 8 months and it's been the most special thing ever. I've worked probably the last 3 years just to get to this store and it's been phenomenal.
And I think she probably actually did a fairly decent job since she just received the Manager of the Quarter Award, which is for our area, which is many managers, and that's a really great tribute.
I'm gonna get one.
Just when you think Starbucks is done, we keep getting bigger, you know. And Howard Schultz said, there was a video that he did back in, I think it was '98, and he said, you know, if Starbucks was a 20-chapter book, we'd be on about chapter 3 or 4. And I remember watching that as I trained the classes, going, how much bigger can we get? And it's just amazing, just how much, not just how much bigger we're getting, but just the lives that we're touching. You know, we're in the people business serving coffee, so it's more about the connections that we have with our people and just what the brand stands for. So, nice to meet you. And thanks to you. All right, absolutely.
Maybe we'll see you in
Thank you. Thank you.
This is the first time Sidam has been involved in famine. And this is the extreme situation because we are having 200 children in 2 weeks' time in another center. That is overwhelming. That's why we had to open this area in a very short time. So it's the extreme case, I think.
When the hunger is coming at the beginning, the first people to be attacked is the very young. In our case, not only that. In this therapeutic feeding center, we do have a very youngs at the beginning nowadays. We do have also starts to admit adults. It tells us the magnitude of hunger is very high now.
Akkoin kun chigire no basho badalano ikko isi nenta uddina usinnetina isino qole daano qannasi hakku heerin kun dikko dirrite ba'ena hakkoi hidinenta gidira baqa abine iso hidinai daafira hakkoi hongoena isi ba'in kun hongena tini chigire leelti o basho hakko woti isi hirahu loga qannasena butima daggiyo.
الشور بتاعتي
دليل سانغا دليل دليل
No me ne san. No me la gari lu sukkare hamme.
Le cadere
We are not admitted this child. She is well nourished. Not well nourished, moderately malnourished, but it's not severe. Because of this, we can't able to accept this one. She is not fulfilled for admission criteria.
So where will she go?
She is going to her home.
We're in a taxi, we're heading back to the office now. What's the market doing? Okay, and currency? Oh, okay. Okay, well, that's positive. Okie dokie, we'll see you shortly. Bye. The market is up a little bit.
New York.
New York is up a little bit.
Okay.
So, better to be up than down.
It is from Oromia region, the western part of Ethiopia.
That is very nice quality sun-dried. Very nice quality. When you open the bag, you can smell it, can't you? The fruitiness, the gaminess that's coming out of it is what people look for in Ethiopian coffees.
Simon is the only person who is paying us a better price for the conventional coffees. He's paying almost the price which is equal to the price we are selling organic coffee.
All right.
Yeah.
And would you be willing to work with a roaster that wanted to operate completely outside of the New York market? Because Taylor's is a roaster, one of the things we do is basically the New York market has an awful lot of problems, especially for specialty coffee growers, which is, I think, sort of Central America is probably the perfect example where if the New York market is around about 63 cents, the average cost of production is probably around about 90 cents. So for every pound of coffee Central American coffee grower sells, he's lost 30 cents. And that's one of the big problems. And over years of traveling to Origin, Taylors have seeing that more and more and more. So what we like to do is to operate outside of New York, because for individual coffee farmers it can be quite a destructive mechanism. For a small coffee farmer in Ethiopia, the New York paper market means absolutely nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Is it fairly traded?
Yes, we have
Fair trade coffees.
just all the coffees here with a fair trade.
Do you have Ethiopian coffee?
Yeah. So we've got the tailors there, and then we.
You don't have it, huh?
Which one is it? Your
Ethiopian.
Ethiopian one?
Yeah. This is from Papua New Guinea. It's amazing, eh? All coffees are here, but ours is not. No Ethiopian coffee at all. I'm very sad because I'm looking at it reminds me of my farmers. They are desperate and they are getting a very low price. Their dairy income is very, very low. Here is our coffee here, Mocha Sidamo. This is Mocha Sidamo. Wow. It took me a long time to get my coffee, you see. It is just hidden behind. Our hope is one day the consumer would understand what he's drinking and will ask these people who are not having fair trade coffees to pay us a fair price. This is our hope. The consumers can bring a change if awareness given to consumers to ask for more of fair trade products. It's not only on coffee. All products which are coming from the third world are getting a very low price. And the producers are highly affected. And the British people have to think of people producing bananas as well as coffee and the other products which are suffering from the low price.
Caatii dhaabii isaafi. Ammoo kun diqqaa fichaa tokko immoo addee dhibii ka midhaagaan tokko ka jiru. Kanallee akkasa midhaasiisaa fi buna mureetti jedhee amma kaasaara. Buna kanallee maddii tokko marroo bunni gatii dhabee caatii gatii isa caaleef. Bunni gatii du'e malee. Ammoo buna lakkinyee waan dhibii qotiisaa fi hin dandeenye. Lati teene waan dhibii habaachuu hin jirtu. Addee bule tanarraa ka'ee addee dhibii dhaqiisaa fi hin danda'u. Addeen bule xiyyatanuma fichaan kiyya kanaa beekan ka mangistii irra na beeku kanuma waan dhibii inni dabaree naan baasu buna malee bunaaf warqicha kana malee naan baasu. Sadeeffooni wanna kun amma kana wanni jedhee fi diqqoo gatii buna caale jedhee malee hin baasu wanna dhibii. Marroo tanaaf waan dhibii qonnan dandeenye. Nuuf kennaaf immoo nu gadhaa kennan nyaanneetii mutu. Warra nyaatee isii araadaaf gadhaaf warra nyaatu jira. Nuti immoo ganzaba feenaa nu ganzaba irraa ganzabaan wal jijjiiran. Marroo sanii fi caatii amma hojii qabaatte buna caaltee bunni marroo gatii badee fi amma isii dhaabu qaxxalleerra. Amma didikkaa dhaanne kanallee jaalannee dhaanneen jirru marroonni gatii du'aati. Caatii irra marroo
xiqqinee.
This area is rich in coffee production, so most of the farmers in this district are tending to produce chat side by side with coffee. This is the distribution center of chat for this district. You can see a lot of people selling and buying chat. He's asking, I asked 35 birr for this. And this one is asking 30. He said 50, and I negotiated, and they said 30 birr for this. 30 birr for this, which is about $4. As you can see, it's not more than 20 branches. It's not more than 20 branches. So they get 30 birr from this. And they harvest twice a year. And they are getting better income. He says it makes me happy. It gives me strength, and it makes me happy, he says. We are one of the poorest countries in the world, so there is no subsidy. We don't have that kind of subsidies which is made by the rich countries like UK and many other European countries. That is why the world trade is unfair, because there is subsidy for all milk production and other productions in the developed world, while we, the poor countries, do not have money to subsidize the farmers. That is why we are looking at low price for our produces. And that's why we cannot compete in the world market growing crops.
The World Trade Organization is beginning 5 days of talks here in Mexico aimed at opening up global trade. Western countries will be seeking greater access to new markets, while developing countries are expecting changes to a trading system they say is biased and unfair. The success of the talks is especially important for Africa, the only continent in the world to get poorer over the last 20 years.
soit réussie et que ça réponde à nos soucis qui sont réels, c'est-à-dire qui consistent à établir des relations commerciales tout à fait justes et équitables.
We would like the world trading system to be able to help us stand on our own feet so that aid is unnecessary. Trade is more important to us than aid. And that's all we're asking for. We don't want to be dependent on aid forever. It just can't happen.
The people people are negotiating behind the closed doors upstairs. We are on the ground floor here. We're not allowed to go upstairs, but I understand that they're negotiating, and it's very difficult to predict what the result of that negotiation is.
The way negotiations happen here in the WTO ministerial is very unfair to developing countries. A lot of the smaller ones have come along with delegations of, for example, 3 people. Now, the European Union alone has got over 650 delegates here. Most of the negotiations take place behind closed doors, either in bilateral meetings between 2 countries or in kind of small working groups. Now, developing countries can't hope to cover all of these negotiations going on at one time.
The European Union and the United States are holding on to their positions. That is basically that they don't want to stop subsidizing their farmers. Remember that for the past 20 years, the IMF and the World Bank have forced the African countries to stop subsidizing the agricultural system and their farmers.
L'agriculture et le développement, ça c'est clair, c'est pas pour nous seulement, c'est dans l'agenda dessus ici. Nous sommes des observateurs qui fait que nous ne pouvons pas en tant que tel assister aux réunions pour aider nos négociateurs. Nous n'avons pas un local dans ce bâtiment par exemple, nous sommes obligés de squatter des lieux. Mais ça va dans tout cela pour pouvoir faire le travail que nous devons faire. Donc c'est pas seulement le renforcement de nos capacités au niveau, je dirais, intellectuel, mais c'est aussi au niveau pratique, au niveau matériel, pour pouvoir participer efficacement aux négociations.
The trade talks have just completely collapsed. The African, Caribbean, Pacific countries said that they weren't being listened to. They didn't want the new issues being pushed by the European Union, and that they weren't prepared to negotiate anymore. The EU is primarily at fault. They pushed developing countries so far, and they insisted on talking about their issues rather than the central issues of poverty and development, which should have been the main part of these trade talks, instead of the rights of corporations as in these new issues.
A number of developing countries ministers were not all that keen to learn about the intricacies of competition and the vision that they had to invest political capital to explain this at home and so on, which just wasn't there.
The WTO is supposed to be a rules-based organization, but it's a power-based organization, and we are not ready to accept that. If anything, we are taking the power back, and we must take the power back from these few people who go into the green rooms and manipulate the rest of us.
There were can-do countries here, and there were won't-do countries. The harsh rhetoric of the won't-do overwhelmed the concerted efforts of the can-do.
The poor farmers of Africa and the rest of the world will remain poor because of the subsidies. The subsidies must be removed. If Africa and the rest of the world, or the poor countries, are going to benefit anything from these talks.
And as I've made clear from the first days I've taken office, the United States has an agenda on multiple fronts. We're going to keep opening markets one way or another.
I'm a little bit sad when I see people totally depending on foreign aid, because we are teaching, our children. Children are, learning something. That is begging. And instead of, becoming, self-helping, instead of self-helping, through their own production, they are learning something which is negative, for their own futurity. So I am not happy when I see this one. And I don't know what we should find ways and means in which these people, their problems could be alleviated.
እንግዲህ 15 ቀን በላዋለሁ። ይሄን አሁን ሳገኝ 15 ቀን እበላለሁ።
Grower exporter. Grower exporter. My hope is to get new contacts, and the thing is believing. I will allow them to taste coffees at the Ethiopian booth, and I will also give them, I do have free samples, takeaway samples of different coffees, Harar, Limu, Sidamu, Jirgat Afe, and Nakamti coffees, and they will take back home, roast it, and then they cup and see the difference.
Quite easy. They've also split the top panel now so you can look in and see what's going on in the brew unit. The side panel comes off, 5 screws, 3 Molex plugs, and the brew unit pulls out. Coffee, buzz. There she goes. Yep.
It's a gorgeous bag.
Little 2.5, 2 ounce bag up to about a 3 pound bag.
Limu washed, we do have Yirgat Afe washed. I ran out of samples.
Do you mind if I take it?
Possibly. You can take, and you can come anytime you want. Okay?
Good to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Harar. Can you taste this one also?
Okay, how are you doing?
Bagana gyan lutan. Aru wanti korakan wolin murtesa marro jannu fi isiyanne inna yanumo kesumot bi alallen lufanirani tadasa maskala ono injirani betani manajeri tigafatama kuno yuneni wogga gara woggatitti jijjirama heddu misakka jiranu isani
gurgurtaa buna karaa fair trading gurguramerraa bu'aa argamerraa saantimni 5 hundinuu jireenya hawaasa kanaa jijjiiruudhaaf kan oolu jechuudha. Mana barnootaa yookiin mana yaalaa yookiin immoo bishaan qulqulluu ittiin hojjechuudhaaf jechuudha maallaqa kan kenname.
Naannoo kanatti daa'imman didiqqoof barbaachisaa waan jettutti murteeffanneera. Maa wayyaa kanumaan kajaarru moo birrii ganaa nu gaafataneerane maa wayyaa kajennu
kanaafi isaan ijoollee didiqqoo gannisi umurii isaanii diqqoo akka achi dhunne dhaneeti ka fillaagooti abbaan tamaarsifataa fi jedhe marroo ijoolleen tamaarte nami tamaare marroo bu'aa biyyallee gosa fiillee warra fiillee marroo qabuufiin tamaarsifanna jennee rakkoo guddoo seenneera.
Kenna warra ameetiin kaqaxxalanii nu qarqaaraa jennaa ta'e kenna yuunanii bu'aa ala buna bayii gurguramirraa nu ilaaltee kennite kana ka baratti yaanuu eegganne mana kana ijaaranna malee mana yoo ijaaruun malee.
Yoo diddama baasaa hidhane dhibba yoo baasaa hidhane kenna ka qara asii qannu keessallee wanni kun nu ba'u qara as keessa jiru keessallee birri haganaa asitti antu yoo jedhanellee nu baastanii nu mari'achiistanii hin gammadaan hin fedhaallee shaamisi qabu gurgure ka'eeti ijoolleen keenya biyyi keenya akka gurgura guddattu. Shaamisi qabu yoo waan dhibiilee dhabe shaamisi kiyya gurgure kennaani kiyya yaadi kanaadha waaqaaf isinillee ulfinni isinillee haa ta'u jedha.
Kanammoo itti dabalamee haa hojjetamu jedha mee mirkaneessaasi.
Haa hojjetamu.
adda